Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Talk Football Live. It is not week anything. It is round 32 of the World Cup that we're previewing today. And, I hope everybody's enjoying the World Cup. DG, welcome back. Or hi, welcome back. Biodun, good to have you as always here.
Thank you. You almost caught
Also,
me with the week something. I'm
the
like,
week of something.
week zero. It's week minus whatever. We haven't started yet, but
Yeah, but World Cup has been good so far. I think I've been very impressed with the level, considering we expanded the World Cup to 48 teams, but with the exception of maybe three or four teams, I think it's been a very good level of football, very good quality. I think the only blowout we really had was the Germany Curacao at 7-1. Every other game was a decent record. Maybe some. I think there was maybe one or two 5-0s, but very good so far. Yeah, so we're going to be looking at the round of 32. Still a few more spots to decide, based on where positions. I think there are still a couple of games going on as at the time of recording right now, but there are a few games that we're ready to talk about. Tomorrow or Sunday, when round of 32 kicks off, we're going to be having South Africa against one of the host countries, Canada. And we will look at all the other fixtures that we have confirmed. You guys ready to dive in?
yes, sir. Let's do this.
All right, let's go. Let's go. All right. So here's the bracket. We're past or almost past group stage now, and the first game tomorrow is South Africa, Canada. And I'm just gonna, if you guys just jump in, your impressions of this fixture, who you think is likely to go through. Uh, South Africa, Canada. I'll start with you, Biodo.
Hold on. Which side of the bracket are you?
We're here. We're here.
Okay,
South
okay.
Africa, Canada. That's the
South Africa,
first game and
Canada.
the only game tomorrow on Sunday.
Okay, my heart, my head. Well, I pick Canada to go through. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
your
I
head,
don't know what
heart.
these Bafana guys are still doing here, but so far they've tried. They've improved. To be fair, and I think they did well to make it here. So well deserved. Canada is not that great too. You remember I told you I said I'm not a big fan of Jesse March. I actually told you that the best result they could get against Switzerland would be a draw.
Yeah.
Of course, they lost. Um, and they're also not playing at home again because they didn't finish top. So I think they
Yeah.
moved to California or something.
Yep. In the
So
US.
yeah, they're in the US now. So actually, to be fair, to be honest, I think South Africa stand a chance, but I think Canada, if they can get their hearts together, they also stand a chance. It's more of a 50-50, but I go with Canada.
Okay. GG. Same opinion.
Yeah, I'm gonna say probably they will get to it will be a draw, and Canada will just edge it at the end of the day because Canada is their performance just dived, and compared to South Africa, I think they just worked hard enough, and they were really lucky to get those points, like to just win that game. It just worked out, and kudos to
Yep.
them, not taking anything away from them because they worked out for it. They knew that if they lose that game or if they play any draw or something, they're out and they got
Yeah.
the points. And so I would say probably a draw, and then Canada will just edge it with just few percentage.
I think I'm picking Canada to go through too because South Africa, at least from that last game, so they managed to beat South Korea, which is a very good technical team. I don't know what happened to South Korea in the last two games, but they seem to forget that the goal was to score goals. And they focused a lot on domination in those two games, played some very pretty slick football, but they just didn't bother or try to score. So, but South Africa were very wasteful in that game against them. Like they could probably have won that game 6-0. That's how many chances they had to score. So I think that will be their undoing against Canada. Okay. Any last minute thoughts on this fixture, or are we all set on Canada?
Yeah, I think we'll see our first penalty kicks and all for the tournament happen in this game. So looking forward to it. Let's go.
He's with me.
Okay. All right. All right. All right, on to the 29th. So you guys bear with us because the games are a bit around here. But Brazil and Japan and Germany, Paraguay are also confirmed. Those are the two fixtures that we have on the 29th. I'll start with the Brazil side. Japan have been very good. Brazil are seemingly coming into it. Neymar is back fit. They lost Rafinha. DG, tell me your thoughts about this Brazil team. Your main man Bruno Cunha has been starting off front, and he's been scoring. So
Yeah. See the knows.
I don't like that dance. I hate him because he used Arsenal to create that dance. Oh, God.
But to be sincere, Japan is actually my favorite team in this tournament.
okay.
Yeah, I actually love them. I always go with a dark horse in every tournament. Italy has always been my favorite, but they are no more. So Brazil, like you said, they are coming into it. Japan are really, really technical, but I'm thinking this will be a battle of the midfield, and Brazil will just nick it. It will not be an easy one. I could as well go for an upset, but I would say Brazil will just nick this one because of experience. They have the experienced players that will probably, like you said, Neymar is coming back. They have Casemiro, people that know the fact that they don't score and win this game, and we are going to the next round. So they have the experience. They have the trophies to back it up. So I'll go with Brazil on this. Sadly.
Okay. So you're saying your team is out. Any thoughts on this? Okay.
I think I'm going with DG on this too as well. Brazil basically, need those guys out. The midfield, just like DJ said, is where it will actually get played. Paqueta and the rest of them, they've been playing lights out so far. And then Ryan that's coming for Rafinha too has also been a good replacement out there on the right side. The rest is history. People are scoring goals. I don't know how Japan, Kamada, and the rest of them will keep up with the rest of the guys and all, but we'll see. But Brazil for me on this game.
Okay. All right, let's move on to Germany, Paraguay, and I'll stay with you on this one. Okay, tell us about Germany, Paraguay.
Well, I mean, this is where I will do the Biodun and say, let me go with my head and my heart. Because my head and my heart in this one is like, I don't know. To be honest with you, because the last time Germany was out there, we basically knew how that game basically ended. And then Paraguay too has not even been one of those teams in which you basically say they also play beautiful football. Would this be that wake-up call for the German teams or the German machines to actually come out here and prove that they're actually one of the favorites of this tournament? I think this is it right here. Once you get that momentum going, and now you're playing more games with the same system, the same players, and all. Harvest has been lights out, and then now he needs to actually do a lot more of those specific sequences as they go forward. Could it be a technical issue? Maybe, but I think that Nagelsmann, who is the coach now, this is the time for him to basically go back to the drawing board, bring the right situations in, and then take this team at least to the quarterfinals. And then after that is every man's game.
Okay, Biodun. Germany to go through?
Yeah, Germany to go through. They're not the best so far. They know how to play tournaments, no doubt. They know how to play tournaments. This is not the best team. Paraguay shouldn't stop there. Let me say cannot. It's football. Anything happens. Paraguay, very disappointed their first game against the US. It's great that they qualify, but I don't see them past this game.
USA.
Yeah. I think just to add a little bit to what they said, I think one thing Nagelsmann has been getting so well in this competition is substitution. His substitution is really is giving them the fluidity that they desire. You know, he will probably play Havertz as a striker. Then we'll notice that, you need someone that will drag them to the flank, someone that will move them around, and before you know it, you will put in Dav, and that one, boom, is a goal. Then you start seeing the midfielders playing. So it's something that I notice. They are not, like Biodun said, they are not the best yet. They are not playing to what we expect from Germany that we are used to. But you just know how to change it. And before you know it, they are winning the game.
Right, yeah. I think Undav has 3 goals now and hasn't started any of the games, but he's come off the bench and scored 3 goals. So, yeah, nice subs. All right, that ends the 29th. We go on to the 30th, and we have 3 games on that day. So we have France coming up against Sweden, Ivory Coast against Norway, and we're still waiting for confirmation on Mexico's opponent. So we'll talk about France-Sweden first. Biodun.
There isn't a lot to talk about here. I don't know what Sweden are going to do.
Isaac and Victor are there. What do you mean?
Sorry, what did you say?
Huh?
What did you say?
Isaac and Victor are there.
So against who?
You're correct.
No, against Saliba, against Upamecano. The point. Okay, so let's go back to the last recording before this. It was supposed to be France Norway. I said the Alan didn't play, so fine. I would have loved to see him against France.
Yeah.
But he himself said it in an interview. He said we're probably going to lose. If another player had said that, that would have been a problem. But today, the media is not going crazy about what Haaland said a few days ago, which he said, "Oh, France will probably beat us, and France will probably go and win the whole thing."
The media did ask Germany about it. I don't know if you guys saw that interview.
But they didn't make it a big deal. How can a player like you representing your country already saying France will probably? So why are you here? You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's not a good thing. I mean, I know all players know when they go to tournament, but people don't talk like that.
They don't talk openly about
because
it.
it's Ireland. He could say whatever and he could get away with it. What I'm trying to say is that Gyökeres won't even get close to Saliba and Upamecano. That's the point. The only person that can get close will probably be Isak. And that's because he can play with the ball.
He can create.
Isak is not that great with the ball, right? And
Victor
Gyökeres is not that great with the ball. You know, but Isak's still a bit skillful. He might be able to get into that box a lot more frequent than Gyökeres. But that French team, France, you're going to do a lot of work to even get past the midfield, to even torment folks like Saliba and Upamecano. It's a France one. The Dembele is on fire.
You know what's so funny? From what Biodun said, is the truth. And if you check the French team, their engine room, people are not paying attention to it, is Rabiot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the question I always have for the French team is that who's going to replace Griezmann? Because there's a way that Griezmann plays that he plays in the O, like a secondary striker, like a 10.
They found him.
And he can do any magic.
They fixed that though.
Yeah. Oh, he's fixed.
The way they play, you don't even know who to mark.
You know the funny
exchanges role, Dembele exchanges role, Mbappe, so they
rotate.
They just rotate.
France has changed at least 3 players in each of their games. I don't know if you guys have noticed. I know I mentioned it in the group chat, but it's like they rotate and you don't even really notice.
Yeah.
Because the people who are coming in are more or less starters, and you're like, okay, like there was not really a drop in quality. Like Theo Hernandez stepped out in the second game, and Lucas Digne came in, right? Tchouaméni stepped out, who will probably start against, like in a big game. But Manu Kone came in and he's played the third game as well.
Kone has probably played his last game. They gave him that opportunity because now it's knockout stage. The real people are Tchouaméni and Rabiot. So it's Tchouaméni and Rabiot coming in. And when they are leading, maybe Kone will get 5 or 10 minutes. We know.
Yeah, but the 4, the attackers, right? They have Mbappe, Dembele. Bakola started one game, stepped out. Due stepped out. Bakola came in. Due started yesterday, but there are these guys on the bench. Bakola, Cherki doesn't even start. Cherki hasn't started any of their 3 games.
Yeah,
and he's a starter at City. So those guys come in and it's like, what exactly is the first thing? Yeah, DG, go ahead.
Right now, the advantage that they have right now. See, we need to. I think the French league actually played a wonderful thing regarding the French team right now. We usually talk about the French team, the French league saying, "Oh, it's less or something." But right now, after winning that Champions League, they found the formula. They have the players, and that's the moral boost for all the players. The good thing about France right now is that in the front 3, they have players that can play any part of the front 3.
And those guys all rotate. You'll see Mbappe go out right, Dembele will come into the middle, Mbappe will come out left, Desiree comes into the middle, Olise goes out right, Dembele drops into the hole or goes out left.
Oh, sorry. They're having Lindelof. Okay, let's see. As a defender, that's a nightmare, bro. So sincerely, I'm not Sweden started so well, but that game that they lost to that like 4-0 or something. I'm trying to
Netherlands.
Yeah, they lost.
Netherlands. That really exposed them. It showed, I think
I was surprised they won that first game 4-0.
Yeah. I think if they really work on themselves, like we agreed, low block works in this World Cup. if we
Yeah.
know how to do it.
I've said it before. I'm going to say it again.
But
You people keep forgetting. Sweden got to this competition through the back door. They didn't win any of their group qualification game. You guys know that they won the playoffs.
they won the playoffs and they won on penalties too, I think.
Yeah, so Sweden being here, honestly, to me, I didn't rate them. I'm not going to rate them.
They keep sneaking through. I think this is where the road ends.
This
All
is
right,
where-
let's go on to the next game. Erling Haaland comes up against our African brothers, Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire.
Who is taking this one? You want?
I'll give it to
So I think that, man, yes, Ivory Coast is kind of like one of my babies in this tournament, and then seeing their last outing, actually, the way they played in that game, and then how they can, which is why I feel in tournaments you need momentum. The momentum in which Norway has basically lost after their last loss and all, in as much as they came up with it, against the juggernaut, is something that, will Ivory Coast give them problems in this game? Yes. And if they slip up by chance, the only thing there is just the X factors. Odegaard, Haaland up top. If those two connect in some way, shape, or form, it could be another game and all that. But to be honest, I'm torn. My head and my heart are coming to build. I would say I give it to Ivory Coast just because of a lot of different nuances in these areas. There's some porosity that happens in the Norwegian team that I feel that the Ivory Coast guys can basically exploit, and that's why I'm giving it to them on that regard. But Haaland, that's that. I don't know. I'm giving the Ivory Coast. Let me just keep quiet and not saying.
DG, I want to hear your opinion on this game because I feel like you always have some insightful thoughts on tricky fixtures like this. In my opinion, I believe Ivory Coast is a very good team. I think on paper they're a better team than Norway. I think it's going to be a very balanced game. My concern, however, with Ivory Coast is their ability to finish off chances. And I want to hear your thoughts on where you think this game might be won or lost.
Sincerely, you summarize it well. But one thing is I will give to Ivory Coast right now is I keep on saying it, they are like the fastest team in this tournament with fastest winger. Is a way that it's so shocking that I'm watching Ahmad and I'm like, is this my own Ahmad? Is Ahmad the one playing this way? Now, the match that they lost, I think against Germany or something, I was mad about that because they had a chance in the box. The Ahmad was laying down and they were thinking Kelsey and all those things. So I will give it to Ivory Coast because they are a team that are not just with speed or power, they are technically gifted. They have skillful wingers. They have strong midfielders, which for Norway are strong. And take it, they are very good with the long balls too. Ireland, we disturb the defense. But I'll just give it to Ivory Coast because I think in this tournament, the African teams are coming to an understanding that we can do it. It's not just us showing up anymore. And we can see that with Morocco. We can see that even with Egypt. You just picked up from nowhere. And we can see that going up. So I would say for me, I'm with you on this. Oka and Ewa is Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast will beat them because they have the technical gifts, skill, and they are really good. They are really fast. Like the transition from their flank. The moment they move the ball to the flank, and this boy in the middle that's playing for them, I think number 26, he plays for 24. Yeah. The way the guy was turning, I'm like, who is this?
That boy is really good.
Yeah, the guy was.
What's that guy's name?
I'm creating
space.
My
revelation of the tournament because I don't think I had heard of him before.
Yeah. When I checked on him, I think he was one that won the young player for Nations Cup, the African Nations Cup. Yeah, the best.
Yeah, and he's 18.
Yeah,
he's 18. The boy is really young. Okay, let's move on. I'm
just gonna say one last thing, right? I don't want Norway to go because I don't want them to beat two African nations this tournament. They already beat Senegal.
Okay.
Whatever, should not allow.
I like your sentiment.
I just want to allow my sentiments.
Allow.
All right. So as it is now, Mexico will actually face off against Ecuador. It's not quite finalized, but as it stands at the moment, I'm just looking at the rankings because that's where the third place team as it stands right now, is going to face off. So potentially against Ecuador. I think regardless of who comes through, I will maybe pick Mexico, but we'll skip over this fixture and move on.
Okay.
In the interest of time.
But let me ask you, just
Yeah,
Mexico, Ecuador, who goes through? Like, who would you pick? Mexico, Ecuador, with the games you've seen.
I'd pick Mexico still.
I pick Ecuador.
And I know why you pick Ecuador, but I think we had this conversation when we previewed the last round of games as well, right? Which Ecuador finally scored, because at the time we discussed, they had only considered 1 goal in 2 games, but they hadn't scored any goals.
And they
I
scored
think it
2.
was a 0-0 draw and a 1-0 loss.
Yes.
But then they scored 2 in their last game.
And they are very good defensively. So
because
Mexico are not, the attack is not like all that great. So they won't torment Ecuador's defense. That's my opinion. That's why I'm looking at it. Like, Ecuador will be comfortable defending against Mexico. They just need to find a way to score.
Can I ask one question though? Location. Don't forget you can play in Mexico for this game. I don't think the can keep up.
It's fine. I mean, not America versus South America, right? They know themselves in CONCACAF. Yeah. So.
True that. All right, we'll skip over the next game as well. Again, still some fixtures yet to be determined, but that is the only game I believe on the 1st of July. And then, oh wait, never mind. There's one more. Belgium, and as it stands, Belgium will be facing off against South Korea. Again, not yet determined or finalized, but those are their likely opponents. Again, Belgium haven't been that impressive for me, but I think regardless of who they come up, if it's South Korea, who seem to be forgetting that the end all or the main goal of the game is not to control the ball and move the ball all over the field, but to actually get it into the net. So Doku is back now. Belgium, again, in their game yesterday, they were very profligate, missed a lot of chances. Doku created chances. De Bruyne created chances. Trossard, was creating as well, and then he finally scored 2 goals. So Trossard seems to be their best finisher. He's not a striker. He's not the striker, but they found ways to score yesterday, and I think they will again when they face off against South Korea or whoever else they face. So let's move on to July 2nd. Again, still a couple of fixtures, but as it stands, Switzerland is set off to face against Iran. Any thoughts on things changing?
Switzerland.
So
Iran is almost similar to South Korea. They play, try to do some leg overs, they're really a joy to watch, but I don't think they are really going for the output. But funny enough, they might just get 1 goal, and that kind of team can just get 1 goal and win.
Yeah. And there is one more game on the first actually. So my USA. The USA will be facing off against Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Let's give you that one.
I was about to say that. Let's give you that one.
Okay, so here's my thought. Yes, the US lost against Turkey, and I was very confused. There seemed to be some uproar in the media about it, like losing. I'm gonna say, my fellow Americans, let's not get arrogance, right? Just because we won our first 2 games, doesn't mean we're now one of the best in the world. We're getting there, but I don't know that we're quite there. So when we've won the group, which I think is the first time the US has ever done that, and we've been going to World Cup since the 50s, right? The fact that we've won our group for the first time ever, I think that in and of itself is a superb accomplishment. And I think we need to take that and, absorb that, dwell on it, and enjoy that. We rotated to our second team. We don't have a full squad of world beaters yet. In fact, our first team, again, we're not yet there. Our first team, the likes of Pulisic, Balogun, McKennie, who are doing well, they're not yet at that level. When I look at Spain and England, they're not yet I was saying to someone in a group chat that to be in that very top tier, when you think of the likes of France, Spain, England, Germany, Argentina, you need to have players that play not just in Champions League football, right, the top tier of European football, but that are constantly challenging for those titles. You need players that play at the level where they're constantly challenging. So Balogun plays at Monaco, who plays Champions League, but Monaco is not a team that you consider at the moment or in the last 2 to 3, 4 years a team that can challenge Champions League, right? When you look at France, you look at Mbappe, Dembele, who just won it, Olise, who won an European, who is with Bayern Munich. You look at Due, who won it. Like, you're talking of players who win the Champions League, who are competing for the Champions League. That's the level you're going off against. Yamal at Barcelona, Ferran Torres in Spain for Barcelona, Pedri, Kubasi. That's the level you're coming up against in this tournament. So the US, I would say, I think we're just below that level. We're not yet there. So when you bring in the second team, yes, Turkey has been poor. I'm not at all surprised that they lost. And Turkey even, won it at the very end. So that's the level we're at. That being said, I expect us to beat Bosnia. I haven't been impressed at all with Bosnia. There are some teams that have made it into this round that I'm, in a 32-team World Cup would not be in this knockout stages. So that said, I expect the big boys back in, the main starters. We didn't see any of Balogun or what's his name? Pulisic played 20 minutes. McKennie played the whole game, but everywhere else we had a full rotation. No Chris Richards, no Matt Freeze, no Tim Ream, no Anthony Robinson. The better guys in the team, and I expect that will be enough to get us past Bosnia.
But
don't say anything to the contrary. We don't do that here. Sorry, go ahead.
What you said earlier regarding the number of teams, it could also apply to some teams that actually qualified that won their group. They win their group because imagine the US is in the same group with France and Coast. The US might not even qualify from there because it might be something that if they are to qualify, they will even come up second or something. So I think it's open, it's been interesting. And I'll still give it to the US because they'll be home. But they don't need to get carried away yet. I'm in my prediction, highest that I'm seeing for them is round of 16.
You think we won't beat Belgium when we play Belgium next?
That was the thing. Let's see what they will play against Bosnia. Let's see how they will show up.
I'm already looking at quarterfinals. What are you talking?
Ayo, with everything you just explained, which I want to encourage you to keep that same truth in other forums and channels that you and I belong, right? Because you don't say that, right? With everything you just explained, so let's assume and let's accept that US go through. Belgium probably go through. US, Belgium. Who would you pick? For real, be honest.
I'm picking USA. USA.
Yeah. So US will beat Belgium. Okay.
Yes.
It's possible. I mean, it's football. Okay. I just want to know for the record.
It's my expectation.
Okay. Not your prediction.
Not my prediction. I expect that we will win. It's my expectation every time.
It is
I believe that we will win. In the quarterfinals, we might have a different conversation, but we'll get there. Let's move on. All right. A few more games. I expect Spain to beat whoever they face. I think right now I'm just checking the expectations. Spain should be facing off against Austria as it stands. So we'll see. I expect Spain to beat whoever they come up against. So that's the second. There's one more fixture here that is not yet determined as well, and then that takes us into the third, where we have a few more fixtures defined. So Argentina come up against Cabo Verde, who it's their first time at the World Cup and the first time of asking they have managed to qualify out of the group stage. Very, very impressive performance from that country of just 500,000 people, which is, not even as big as some cities in the US. So very impressed by them. However, their reward is that they get to be on the same field with Messi. I think that's no disrespect, but I think that's where the reward ends. not to the contrary. Okay, I'll start with you on this one.
I'm going to say the same thing I've said before. They are yet to lose a World Cup game. That's Cape Verde. They are yet to lose a World Cup game. They're still
they don't concede. They don't concede. I think they've conceded only one goal.
They understand clean sheet. So
yeah,
it's going to be a good game. On paper, ranking, Argentina should take this. So I'm just going to... It's Argentina's to lose. Let me say that. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
But then, if we think about it, you said that their reward is facing Messi. And Neymar had faced Messi in multiple World Cups and we still lost. So regardless, right? Cape Verde, they've been doing their thing and all that. This is where the road stops.
It just made me remember that shot that Neymar saved. We eventually lost 1-0, but remember that shot in Neymar and Messi.
Yeah, it was Messi versus Neymar that day. I think he saved like 7 or 8 of Messi's shots.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of those boys, the way they play for Messi, bro. Even Litaro is a defender, bro. Those guys are playing.
That is the thing with this team. Like, I don't understand it. It makes sense, though. You know, they're playing for the victory as a team rather than individuality.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Because Lautaro is a great player on its own. Alvarez is a great player on his own.
Yeah.
Those people are not shining. They are not there because they are not at the end of things to convert the chances. They are allowing Messi to be at the end of the opportunities. But it's okay.
But they know why. Like, Messi is a great finisher. Like, all the goals he scored, like, classic finishes. Like, very, very superb.
The one that I think he had, the one that he was almost having an hat-trick. There was a goal that he scored. What I missed that penalty. The moment that ball came to that left leg, there was no thinking twice. He just put it on.
That's actually his brain. Yeah, that's his best leg.
Messi is like Ronaldo. When they have that opportunity, there's a 70%, in fact, not 70, 80% chance that is not hitting the bar. It's like they know the measurement, they know the width. You saw the ball now. When he played,
I was explaining to my son the other day, he's 10, so he never really got to see them at their peak. I'm like, at their peak, those guys were scoring 50 goals a season regularly. And others, like the next tier, if you got 35 goals that season, you're a super player, like you're one of the best in the world. So I'm like, that's the level that those two were at. Like, to get 50 goals, they didn't do it just one season. It was like 3-4 seasons in a row. Those guys had 50 goals and assists every season. And it's not just about the skill; it's also about staying fit to play the number of games that it takes to get that kind of record.
Yeah.
So, when people get into the Messi Ronaldo debate, I know which one I prefer, but I'm just like, let's just enjoy those two because what those two did, like, we were blessed.
Is it Messi? In fact, the only time I can remember Messi scoring the end that was against Man U in that final, Champions League final. But if you check Ronaldo, you can see a catalog of noddings. Like, you'll be like, how do you hang in air? Someone will just be there and just call the goal. So for me, Cape Verde, I love a team that plays in the tournament saying, if we are not scoring, you are not scoring. You know we are better than us, so we are playing for each other. But the way these Argentines are playing, in fact, Messi didn't rest for the third game. Messi didn't rest for the third game. So to show you, Argentina, please.
All right, Argentina 3 here. Well, the story is that Messi, so we haven't yet seen the third game, but the story is that Messi will start on the bench. The coach confirmed that. But it sounds like he will play a few minutes. But he did confirm that Messi will be on the bench for the lineup.
Okay.
All right. Moving on, the next game is Australia versus Egypt. And Biodun, I'll let you take this one.
Australia, Egypt.
Yeah.
Rakunda. Okay. Egypt should take this. I mean, a serious Egyptian team should win this game. That's all I'm going to say. If they fail to win,
I think that's fair. That's fair.
True.
I think again, Egypt seemed to have improved. I was very disappointed with their start. They seem to have picked it up a little bit, and Australia haven't really offered much. Again, this is one of those games where I'm like, I'm not sure what the quality is going to be like, but it's going to be very balanced. But Egypt, like you said, Biodun, a serious Egypt should just about edge it here. All right, thoughts on that game. I think those are our last two fixtures for this round for July 3rd. We have
Croatia. Did
one more
Croatia
that is not yet.
No, they did not. Okay, we don't know yet.
Netherlands, Morocco.
Yeah, so the likely fixture is Colombia against Croatia. I think that one. Where does that fall out? Yeah, I don't think that one is showing up here yet. But there's potentially Croatia against Colombia. And I'm looking at, I think we're missing one more fixture here, which would be England. So England's team is not yet here. They will likely win their group, and they should be coming up against Senegal if things don't change. So that's what we're likely looking at for these two fixtures, where we don't have the winners of the group and the third place quite finalized yet. So I'll just take your thoughts on those two. At least those four teams will likely be in there. I'll just take your thoughts on those teams: England, Senegal, Croatia, and Colombia.
I don't want England, Senegal, but if it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be.
So who goes through?
Senegal.
I know.
Really? You think so?
If
okay, sticking with my prediction, sticking with my entire prediction.
Hold on. Okay. If Titi is going to go with a lot of gambling that he's doing and everything, I'll go with Senegal. But Senegal has been disappointing. I don't know what happened to them. I don't understand the games that they lost before they won yesterday.
Norway.
Yeah, they lost to France. And
yeah, they really played so well that they had the chances. Like, I didn't know what happened. But, and if they are to qualify and to play against England, I'll still give them a chance. Because of Titi. Titi is doing a lot of gambling.
Yeah, I want to hear your thoughts behind that. So, because we are talking about the teams in this round, right? England, what are you seeing from England that looks like gambling and that makes you doubtful about their ability to beat Senegal?
Okay. Firstly, in defense, he has got good players according to Premier League standard. Okay, but these are players that are not competition standard yet. They are still learning. And imagine
which players are you?
Okay. Has Konsa been to any major tournament? Like within
the well, Aston Villa, but not
so, at the. But by standard, Konsa is good. Don't get me wrong. Okay.
So hold on.
O'Reilly playing the left back. He has been good for Man City. He has been winning trophies with Man City. But this is an international tournament with different players for your nation. Has he represented England before? Does he know what it takes? You understand?
Can I ask you a question?
I'm not downgrading his skill with that. I'm just saying this
can I ask you a question?
For the first time, which they can do it. Don't get me wrong.
Who should he have picked?
But Titi is someone that, okay, for example, now, this guy was injured. Who was the guy that was injured in defense, and he called on Chalobah, and I'm like,
Livramento.
But why will you call this a like for like? If this guy is injured, you call someone like Trent, you call someone like Luis someone that would. But it shows that Pabi is trying to play a 3 at the back at some point, and maybe fixing into the midfield. But for me, he's doing a lot of gamble with it. Okay, now see. Rice and Anderson has not been a midfield that he has tried for so long. Anderson is one of the best midfielders last season, which is really good. But from what you have seen, will you take Rice and Anderson or Rice and Kobe Mino and Jude? Those three have played competitions with England very well. They are good together. Anderson is there, is good. I'm not saying you should bench Anderson or anything, but you are making a lot of Saka. Saka had to come in and start changing game for England. Yeah, I understand that Saka was injured. I understand that Saka was injured. He's back or something. But for that game, that I think they played 0-0 or something with who is that team? Is it not Iran or Iraq or something?
Ghana.
Oh, Ghana. Thank you. Saka
Ghana.
had to come in and start changing game. Now, so I don't know whether he's going to start Saka in this next game. Is Saka playing right now?
He's playing.
Yeah, he started.
So let's see. If he doesn't gamble and you use your first team, I expect that England should be able to do something and win the game. But for me, Titi is a gambler.
Can I respond to that?
Yes, go ahead.
If you're calling that a gambling, that's fine. I mean, you have your own choice. I don't think it's gambling, and this is what I'll say to you.
Okay.
Unless you are saying that criteria for picking players should be based on your last international competition. I don't think that's accurate because we had a full season before the World Cup. The only criteria you would have as a manager, and you have to debate me on that one for me to agree with you. The only criteria you have is their current season.
Okay.
That is the season they played more than 30 games, except for Man United that they played like 40 games and some of these players played half. So Meno didn't play enough, right? It's the fact. It's the fact.
Okay, hold on. For that fact that you said, what is the experience that I'll just use one now? What experience does, even with last season, does Gordon have more than Rashford? That Gordon is starting ahead of Rashford.
What experience?
Even in club football, Rashford has more goal and assist than Gordon.
No, I will take it back because you're trying to switch. No. I will answer you. Let me address everything you said. Hold on. Let us start.
Let me give you two to answer with. The second one is, like I said, what does Chalobah has more than Trent or has more than Maguire? Even Konsa has more than Maguire to be in that team. Now, go ahead.
Let me have it. Number one, I'll tell the viewers and anyone watching this that you can clearly see the bias is coming from a Man United fan. Yeah, because he cited Man United players that didn't make it, and the one that made it that is on the bench.
Not just that.
It's clear. But no, let me address. You spoke. You talked about Maguire, he was dropped. You talked about Meno is on the bench. Then you try to bring in the conversation around Gordon and Rashford. Guess what? Both of them are on the squad. So both of them are included. So I'm not going to respond to that. Your argument initially was the one that was not picked. So let's talk about the player that was dropped. But Gordon and Rashford, I'm not going to get into that because both of them are in the squad. And you don't determine who the manager decides to start and who starts from the bench. As long as they're in the squad, they both have abilities to represent the country. And he's doing that with both of them. Now, let's talk about Trent Alexander. He had a very bad season with Real Madrid. You cannot argue that, right?
Yeah,
He's not being informed. He's not being informed. One thing that you people forget, see, I don't think any manager in this world will satisfy the entire world. So Tuchel has gone with his mind and what he wants to do and ignore the noise. If he did what you said, the other parts of people following this thing will still speak against it. So you go with what you think is the best for your job. And that's what I think he's doing. People forget something about Alexander-Arnold. His main job, his primary job is defending. And I think, and I will say this, even though I'm not a manager, I will always pick somebody that is doing his primary job and doing some things on top of it. Alexander-Arnold is not playing the way the coach, the manager wants to play. It is clear, obvious, it's straightforward. We don't need to debate that. Let's drop that. Let's talk about O'Reilly. He had a very good season. He can play left back. He can play in the midfield. He can play both positions. That's a player you want to have on your team. You talked about Extra Konza. Aston Villa finished top 4. He had a very good season. He won an European trophy. He has to get his own chance, right? Maguire had his own chance. That's why you know him today. Esther Konza deserves to have a chance. He's been given a chance. Konsa went to Bayer Leverkusen, did well. He deserved a chance. You need to understand something. No matter how good you are, there is what they call a team dynamics. If the manager feels like you're going to break the team structure and the team dynamics and the working relationship, you will not get an invite. He alone knows what he saw. And lastly, to round up, Jose Maguire was the first person that leaked the news around the players that made it and those that did not need it. I'm so glad it was dropped. That was a bad leadership. No, let me finish my point. No, let me finish my point. I was on the plane. I was on the plane when the roster was supposed to be released for the squad, like few hours in the morning. The leak came because Maguire leaked it. Because Tuchel called each player, especially the ones that didn't make it. And Maguire went and leaked the news. That is the kind of person who wants to take to World Cup and captain and be a leader.
What is your so?
I'm telling you, you are looking at the football,
No,
you look at everything, you look at the behavior.
No. You can't say the behavior. Now you are taking it personal. I said something. I said the guy's gambled. In his first match, he left out Giri at the defense. He almost ruined England for that first game.
Did they win?
Hold on.
Okay, we care about the results. They won. Move on.
See, remember when we were doing the Premier League something, Premier League talk show, podcast, and everything? I was constantly saying something. I said, I always look at the trend for a team, even though they are losing. I'm trying to see what they are doing because I know that at some point they will get the results. Okay, a team can be playing so well. For Liverpool, when Liverpool won the league 2 seasons ago, I did not have anything against that because I saw it myself when they came to South Carolina here and they played against Manchester United. The way they played that time, it was like Man U was still, we are in preseason, but Liverpool was playing in a way that they are ready for the season. Okay? And that translated to the season. So
it's interesting that you're picking that you're doubting England because of Tuchel. Because funny enough, before the tournament started, I picked England to win the tournament because of Tuchel.
No, I like him. In fact, when he left Chelsea, I was sad because I said that's a good coach. Why will we let him go? He might have a patch or something. Yeah. But he's a very good coach. But I see something lately. I don't know what he's trying to experiment. He might be something that will work out in the end.
I'm just going to let people know. You've seen something just in 2 games.
Go to him. See, he's a very good coach. If they're going to experiment and England go ahead and win this tournament,
let's have this conversation again when they progress.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to tell you.
Okay. All right. Closing thoughts on the round of 32. Do you guys feel like we're seeing teams like everyone who made it here deserves to be here, or are we seeing some, I'm going to call them sneak-ins?
Are there sneak-ins here?
How do you guys feel about
this? Majority. I think, this is a 95% here. I mean, some disappointment, like, Senegal. That's a disappointment.
Yeah, and Turkey.
Turkey, yes, that's a disappointment.
Turkey, Uruguay, I think disappointed as well. For me,
US overperforming.
Hey.
But for you, I was not surprised. I had a start in their second game before their last game. I had a start of Marcelo Barcia that he has never gone through the group stage for all the teams that he has taken.
Wow.
So when he said that start, I was like, this is a bad one. Wow. I think the commentator mentioned it or something. If you check it out, he had bad.
I thought about that too. I heard I think they only scored 2 goals in the 10 games he took over, that was terrible. That was very terrible.
Before the World Cup, he already had a broken relationship with the team. The team didn't want him, they didn't want to work for him. So, and he's leaving anyway, so the glad guy is leaving. But again, that squad was not a serious squad. They're very terrible. See their behavior yesterday. So
yeah, and on that note, we'll end it. We'll be back again with you guys for round of 16. Thanks for staying with us up until now. Stay tuned for more World Cup updates.